Gaurang, a bit of an uptick today. Mostly, in the last few days, we've seen that all of these get sold into. Today, the global markets are doing okay, though. How would you play the near term?
Well, near term, very difficult to make a call, and Neeraj, from the levels that we have slipped to the lows that we made yesterday of about 48.37, the percentage-wise, I think you've corrected quite significantly. Notwithstanding what happens in the next week, fortnight, or 2 to 3 months, well, there is always a possibility that, as Tanvi was discussing earlier on the rupee-dollar equation, we also feel that there could be further deterioration in the rupee against the dollar. There is a possibility which could lead into market correction of 5 to 10%. But given the valuation that they are right now, and in case if you know, the problem is, Neeraj, that you always talk about equities being a little bit of riskier asset class. And from here on, the downside risk of 5 to 10%, I think it augurs well. If somebody is looking at 12, 16 months time horizon, valuation-wise, sectorially, stock ideas definitely there, which look quite attractive. Very difficult to make a call because a lot of uncertainty both on the global and local arena.
Right. Gaurang, what's your approach towards the market right now? I mean, in this rebound, are you also looking at offloading positions, or within this range of 48.50 to 4900 you're buying, accumulating?
Well, it all depends upon the risk appetite and the time horizon of our clients, Tanveer. And from immediate short-term point of view, well, if somebody does not have the appetite to see another 5 to 10% downside, we are advising them, partly try and be on cash. From the time horizon that I mentioned earlier, 12 to 16 months, definitely we have stock ideas in mind. For example, sectorially speaking, I think Tata Motors corrected sharply on fallback of negative numbers. I think the reaction was overdone. Sub 270 levels are decent levels to get into Tata Motors. We are holding a target about 360. On Axis, ICICI Bank, private sector banks, we have always been positive. We remain positive, and we see at least 15 to 20% upside from here on. The areas where we have a little bit of underweight on sectorally, stocks like aviation, Jet, Kingfisher and SpiceJet, we feel that there is going to be further deterioration. Infra pack sector, stock specific, we are again a little bit positive on stocks like ILNFS Transport Network. The stock in news, IRB Infra, we all know what has happened. Again, over here, if some clarity emerges, we still remain to, give an advice to hold on to the stock. On the cement side, Tanveer, pre-monsoon, you might see a little bit of negativity because of the numbers that might not look very impressive. But ACC, Ultratech and Shree Cement are the picks over there. IT, we were negative till some time back, but have turned positive and advised accumulation on TCS, Infosys and Wipro, the 3 top line counters on IT.
Okay, Gaurang, one final word really. In a market scenario like this, you've highlighted some stocks to be bought over the long term. Any short-term trades that you'd be suggesting to your clients?
I think if you're looking at purely to play into a bounce back, then definitely all those sectors which have got beaten down, starting with real estate, of course, stocks like DLF, which I believe is a top performer today, HDIL close to about 60, 62. Your downside becomes protected, purely to play a swing trade, Neeraj. I think you should concentrate on weak sectors, including aviation. Though we have an avoid from a long term, I think you can definitely pay for a swing trade from a short term point of view. But my view is that, Neeraj, if you do not have a risk appetite of 5 to 10%, then I think you should avoid the stock market overall.